Good morning on this scorcher of a day. I don't know how hot it's gonna get, but she's gonna be warm and it's gonna be good. Hope you all get some fresh air today. So today we are going to start with the Cowabunga collection, which I'm pretty sure is every game that was released for this generation of Ninja Turtles. So, you know, nothing 2003's related, except in the extras, I think they have like a sort of like a hand wave gesture, but that's more in the layer of cool stuff. Strategy guide, it was in the animated shows. Yep, there you go. And everyone else gets a cursory shout, but this is all about these turtles. So, we're going to start with the one most commonly talked about and feared, and one of my all-time favorite NES games. Been a while, huh? Hey, what's up, Alex? It has been a while. Some things just could not be prevented, and Ribfest is delicious. Okay. This is one of those games that, well, it's been made popular by a number of people like AVGN, how difficult it is. And honestly, the game is not that difficult, for the most part. Like, the most popular stage that seems to be historically remembered as tough is the dam. And the dam is tough, but it's fine. It's totally fine. Honestly, the hardest part of the game for me is the last, like, couple of stages. Once we get to that point, all bets are off. But I've got a pretty good grip on this game up to that point, so let's see what'll happen. That said, I do beat this game fairly regularly, so I like my odds. But we all know what happens on this channel the second we start feeling a little bit good. It's punishment time! Also, welcome, Alex. Sorry, that thought ran away with me. How you been? Oh, shit! See what I mean? Come on! I don't normally take that much damage. I swear, the game listens. The big advantage I have is that I know my way through this confusing overworld maze. I know which paths are worth it. I know which paths are dead ends. And respawning pizza is every living person's dream. Just pizza forever. Like, actually, just for example, I'll take a quick run out. I mean, that building's got nothing. We just came out of there. But this building, dead end. Full pizza, though, so you get to refill, but then you get to fight your way back out. We already came from there. And this manhole leads to another dead end, but it would be your first exposure to the invincibility power-up, which is pretty great, but honestly, that's a case where I'd say the juice ain't worth the squeeze. What's up, y'all? Hey, Carnivorous Giraffe. What's up, man? Welcome. Bitch. That was a menacing frog. Right, so to anyone new to this, what we have here is our overworld map. any of the white dots indicated on the map are areas that you can enter, and, you know, it goes into side-scrolling phase. And obviously this is where you change your turtles when you want to. And they're not just 4 different life bars. I mean, they do function that way, let's be real. But we have Leo's offense is pretty middle balanced. It's got decent range, decent punch. Raph hits like a truck, but his range is shit. Mike's got good range, but his damage isn't as good as Leo, and Donatello is OP as fuck. So we try to save him for special occasions. Also, we try real hard not to kill him. When you lose a turtle, what happens is that he'll reappear somewhere in the stage, and you have to find that hidden passage to rescue him. You're only allowed to rescue 1 turtle per stage, so if you lose more than 1, you're starting to run a deficit. But, you know, you'll be able to pick up your other lost one in the next stage. Holy damn! I'll just pretend that whole jump was on purpose. Just the reflex muscle memory kicking in. Keep Donatello alive. MVP in this game. That's just fact. 100% facts. But that said, you know, don't waste or underestimate Raph either. Popular just to waste him because he has such bad range, but there's ways to utilize him that are really neat. Fuck. Fuck! Wow, good jumping. Thanks! Pity I couldn't keep it up against Rocksteady. We'll get him, though. Can Donnie spam this guy too, right? Yeah, if you get up on the boxes, you can just hit him with your down strike again and again. He'll never be able to touch you. Just like I did to that frog earlier in the stage, but, you know, a bigger distance because it's Donatello. He also totally trivializes the Big Mouser fight at the end of the airport stage. You just get below, hold up, and just keep hitting attack, and you'll win. Flawless victory. Actually, this is a great opportunity to give a great tidbit. See how low my life is? Many might be asking, well, hey, why aren't you changing your turtle yet? And now that's a really good idea before we lose Leo. But, and this ties back into where Raph might be useful, is that any turtle, when at or below 50% health, actually puts out double damage. So, if you have a half-life or lower Raph, you have the highest damage in the game. He actually may be higher than Donatello. But, you know, then you gotta deal with that range. It's all about that range management. On top of the boxes and punch down. Yep, exactly, you got it. That is easily the most popular way to beat him. You know what? There is a full pizza later, so let's just give it to Mikey so he can also have the shuriken. Plow his way past. We'll give him some range. Yeah, you randomly get power-ups spawned in, like shurikens. You get 3 shurikens, boomerangs, and some of those power-ups are absolutely clutch. In fact, once we get to a certain stage, I'm going to have to harvest some scrolls just to make the next couple of stages a little bit more manageable. They're by no means essential, but boy, do they make shit easier. This jump right here is so annoying. Now, why I say that is, well, first let's get rid of him. There we go. Now we're not going to lose life while I yap. So, see how we can just almost make it? The frustrating part is, in the next stage, there's a jump that's like this exact height, and yes, you absolutely can use the physics and force yourself over. But this one, you will do the jump the way the game intends. The trick, obviously, of course, is hitting it just light enough that you don't bonk your head and get sent back down and do laps, which is gonna happen. It's gonna happen. Oh, come on. Alright. Eat up, Leo. Let's keep using Mikey instead of damaging Leo. Then we can just refuel him in the next stage. And let's just keep the shurikens out, because those will hit harder than the chucks. Hell yeah, first try. Gotta love that. And now here's the fabled dam. Or rather, infamous, I should say, is the better word. And all this comes down to is just learning where the bombs are. That's it. Proud of you, son. Oh, well, thanks to Shining. Also, welcome. Good to see you. Damn. Damn! There's layers to saying damn in this stage. Anyone else think of the 90s movie for a minute? Come back here! I'm not finished with you! Damn! Wait a second, I think I missed one. Nope. I am just being dumb. See, what happened is I second-guessed myself. Just go with the muscle memory. Now I'm going to tank a few hits. Just to gain back that time. We should be okay. But we're going to come away with some crippled turtles. And that's fine, because pizza respawns. Ah, whatever. We still got more turtles. Raphael's dam made parents go, gasp! Not in my child's movie. It's true, but you know what that has nothing on? The Transformers 1986. When they first try to blow up Unicron and fail, it isn't even dented! Oh shit, what are we gonna do now? Which is exactly the correct reaction. But, you know, parents weren't feeling that. Why take risks? No, Leo, you can eat it. Yeah, that probably would have killed him if I kept using him. Yeah, see? Nothing to it. Hail and well met. You have my sympathies right now. Joke's on you, I love this game. Also, welcome, Megabyte Red Sector. here. Master's just gone now. Mousers everywhere. This is Shredder. Listen to me, turtles. The slow-moving, the hand coming out of the TV is what does it for me. We are taking Splinter to get him back. You must defeat the Foot Clan. We're waiting for you. Ha! 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 Now here is a level where knowing the overworld is literally the difference between whether or not you're beating this level. Because look at this mess. It's huge! And there's a bunch of places that are absolutely dead ends meant to waste your time. Some of those dead ends, though, house weapons, and one hard to get at dead end is one of the places you need to visit to rescue a turtle if you happen to lose one. Yes to turtles, no to bears and birds. Yup. We're feeling that sentiment here. Let's just make... well... Yeah. Yeah. Just to make sure you don't die in the interim. I forget what the backstory, quote-unquote, that they wrote in the instruction manual for these things are, but just dudes walking around casually on fire, making more fire, like... somewhere, this is like Beavis's astral projection. This is the jump I was talking about. Look at that! Forced my way through. Also, screw you. We're gonna wrap around and hit you! Okay, first full pizza. Raft's lower, you get it. I don't like it when it swaps enemy types mid-stage. That always throws me off. I prefer the other types of enemies. They have, friendlier patterns, and those dicks don't spawn. You hit them enough times, their head flies off and starts going horizontally across the screen. And it's annoying to deal with. Those things, despite spawning even more enemies, are fine because they sit there, they take their damage, like good little things. Jesus, I guess we'll give it to Donnie for now. You can take this, because Mike will get the next full pizza. I think we can just do one more poke in for the slice. Don't need to do the whole thing, because we only need 2 missile packs to just fucking eviscerate this stage. Oh, hey, Pornbot. The stream is not the stream without you. This game makes sense to someone somewhere. It makes enough sense to me. I understand the what, but certainly not the why. It doesn't seem as important. Perfect. Then we'll just get that slice one more time, and we'll be on our way. Well, for a short bit. Because here's that part where I mentioned I need to harvest, grind out some power-ups to make the next parts a little bit easier. Perfect. I have no idea how that hit connected, but we're basically right back where we started. Alright, fuck it. Just go. Hell yeah, it's our game, dude. Welcome, Winters. And you're damn right this is. How many times we have played this, I have lost count. It might be up there with Doom games. Of course you join at the slowest possible part. It's time to get the scrolls, you see. You know this phase. Excuse me. Would you just get up the ladder, Leo? Morning. Good morning, Toil. Good to see you. Welcome. Fuck, everyone is so replete with weapons already. This is quite the play. It doesn't usually go like this, being so generous. I mean, I don't even know why I was bothering with the boomerangs. I'm trying to get scrolls for everybody. Fine by me. Working from home and frankly slowing everything is good right now. Brother, that is just fact. Slow down and smell the infinitely spawning sewer pizza. This and Spaceman Bob. Oh, fucking Spaceman Bob. He still gives me fear. He ended so many of my runs at this game as a child. Goddamn fucking Spaceman Bob. Don't worry, we'll meet him. We'll meet him. I seem to remember there's a Spaceman Bob in this stage. In one of the dead ends that I don't normally poke my head into. Because I did once when I was younger, and that was enough. That was enough. I learned. Yeah, because I have no idea who that is. He is an enemy type that appears very commonly in the Technodrome stage, but can be found in very rare circumstances before that. But he is an enemy that just shreds lives, ends games. It's awful. There's a way to get around him, but it's slim. Spaceman Bob is just the nickname I gave to him. So don't think that's a canon name or anything. Yay, more shurikens. I don't know why I'm not using those on the boss at the very least. Here it's fine, because I need that sword sweep range. And we just named enemies whatever we wanted. Yeah, Yeah, exactly. We had no real sense of anything. You didn't lose a turtle to the water, did you? Oh, no, 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 no. In this case, in the side-scrolling stages, for some reason you can't swim like you do in the dam, but the only consequence when getting dumped in the water is just getting dumped back out to the world map. You don't lose anybody. You just have to do the stage over again. I'd never intentionally dunk a turtle for a game that I intend to beat. Spaceman Bob is canon now, though. Oh, well, I don't make the rules. Ah, okay, sorry. PC gamer mainly, so I was immediately wondering if there was a Space Quest type game you play. Ah, well, you know what? I do play those types of games as well. I totally see why you'd be thinking, what is with this absolutely godless logic chain? I don't understand what you're doing. And then there's me who has been doing the same thing for like 40 years. Like, yep, of course this is the way things work. Why are you even questioning it? But we also play tons of PC on this channel too. King's Quest VI is the absolute bomb. Starscream knows I love that game. Yep, you do love that game. King's Quest was really good, though. I had a bit more of a thing for Ultima, but King's Quest was good. No shade. Police Quest was even better. Though my favorite of that point-and-click kind of genre, absolutely without question, Star Trek Judgment Rights. Love that game. Wait, yeah, we do have the scrolls. Here I am second questioning myself. Don't question the reflexes. They know what they're doing. That would have been a dead end. Then you would have had to abandon your van. And then there's two more doors in there that actually have nothing in them. This is the out-of-the-way area that will lead you to a place that looks like a dead end if you have full turtles. But it's actually the area that you can rescue a turtle if you're missing any from. I believe Mario 2 was the first game to actually tell you the names of the common enemies of the game outside of the manual, so of course we made up names for them. Yeah, exactly. That's just the way things rolled. It was a different time, different world. Yeah! So many good memories of playing that in the now horror doll room. Yeah, it was much better when it was the PC room and there were things like TIE Fighter and Star Trek, and not those. Ever play Realms of the Haunting? It's weird, but a really good hybrid of point-and-click with FPS. No, that's totally new to me. In fact, you know what? I've got a pen. I'm gonna write that down right now. Realms of the Haunting. I presume that's on PC. Is it on Steam or GOG, or will I have to look for it? Because I did be definitely interested in trying that. My favorite first-person point-and-click is Shadowgate on the NES, of all fucking things, but I love that game so much. That game was like my Myst, basically. Whoa! You guys weren't supposed to be doing that. Alright, we're just gonna pause before we check the messages rolling by. So many good memories. You know, wait, no, we got that one. Back when Interplay was king on PC. Oh, man, Interplay put out so much good things. They had Star Trek games. They had... Oh, they had this, Battle Chess game. I loved that game. GOG, it's an old DOS game. Oh, fantastic. But GOG has your back. GOG always has my back. That's why I love doing, you know, business with them, I guess, for lack of a better ending to that sentence. Hell yeah, Megabyte. Oh, hell yeah! A play it any way you can game if it's DOS, right? Well, again, GOG usually has people's back for DOS game. We thought the Doom guy's name was Nuff when we were kids, because the manual would describe the phrase as Nuff said. Oh, wow! When describing enemies! I've never heard it read that way. See, I ended up going just by the novels that were out at the time. I thought, oh god, I don't even know how you pronounce his name. It was like Daffyd or Daffide or Daffyd, Ab Hugh, and Brad Lineweaver, where they called him Flynn Taggart. So I was like, alright. He's like, call me Fly. I'm like, no. Shadowgate was my first taste of horror. Whoa, yes! Honestly, like, well, one of mine too in terms of, like, just point-and-clicky kind of game. Scorched Earth, anyone? Speaking of DOS, that is the absolute king of multiplayer local, and I will fight on this hill. I loved it. Oh, awesome! A fellow Shadowgate appreciator is always a good time. Trying not to twitch like Zoidberg upon hearing the word turkey, it missed. Flynn Taggart, lol. Oh yeah, it was... Those books were something. They were fun. Like, I honestly read the first one every year. Second one, every now and again. The third and fourth book are so wildly divorced from anything resembling sense or a plot. It's just diaries of a madman. Like, they make gorilla friends named Sears and Roebuck, and then they go to space. But this is after they buy Adaptaplugs, or no, they don't buy, they loot Adaptaplugs and accessories from a local Radio Shack to go VR body surfing into somebody's brain. They call it burfing. And then, after that, we get the monkey friends, Sears and Roebuck. But after that, we discover that the demons aren't demons. They're aliens called Freds. And they're just having a book war across dimensions. And then, we discover that Flynn Taggart's been dead for decades. And he lives on in a computer, controlled by user inputs. I'm not making this up. A born lever puller Fly was. Yes, he absolutely was. God, that first book is so fun. Some of my favorite schlock. Those books were good schlock. Yeah, Carnivorous Giraffe gets it. We may have to fight. My PvP of choice? Descent. PvP. Now see, when you say PvP, I instantly think of MMO terms, and I can't think that's right. So is there a different name for that genre? Because I do love me some Descent. Basically repeat Knee Deep in the Dead, but in VR, and the dude gets telefrag. Yeah, pretty much. Sounds like Kingdom Hearts. Oh my god, you know what? I never saw that before. And now I can't unsee that. I know a couple of friends who are going to appreciate that. Fuck you, Mecha Turtle. So those scrolls, right? There's reasons I went out of my way to make sure we all had some. Usually Leo ends up losing his to just action scenes deciding to spawn a shuriken or something in front of me after a recently defeated enemy. And that'll just overwrite whatever I'm carrying, so I have absolutely no problem being wasteful with his. Morning, Dan. Good morning, Brad. welcome. How have you been? Though I think the single best part about those Doom books, my far and away favorite part, is just one line. When they're fighting... Yeah, just like that. That's how you lose the rest of your scrolls. They're fighting the Cyber Demon. And, they're like, we pumped rocket after rocket into it. It complained. I fucking lose it every time I read those pages. So fun. By no means good. I will never describe... Oops. I will never describe it as good. But damn, I have fun every time I read. Pretty good. How have you been? I've been good. We just did Ripfest yesterday, and man, it was delicious. Your last banjo video, the short one of the ending, got me. Man, like I said in the description of that one, I was just trying to do practice fights at first so that the next fight wouldn't be that long, but then that just became hours upon hours. And then it became the next day, hours upon hours. I'm like, no, I am not doing this fight again. If I get any closer, then that's it. We're recording and that's going to be it. And that's what happened when I finally got to the next Ginginator phase. I was like, Jesus. No! So I just started recording, and I do have hours and hours of failure still. I was like, nope, you guys get the last 5 minutes. This has been an offline waste of time, and I'm not doing this fight again. But there are a lot of constructive lessons that will help me with Banjo 2. First of all, once I, have a break and get away from it, that'll be fun. But, things like, I had assumed throughout my last play, or my only play, really, that, I was comfortable leaving stages at about 70% completion. I had no idea how hard that was going to bite me in the ass. Again, like I said at the end, you shouldn't have to 100% a game to just basically beat it. But that game felt like it was forcing me to do that at the end. The second game will totally change your opinion of the series. I'm sorry the first game had to turn you off like that. Well, yeah. It happens. Before we get too deep into this stage, this is another one of those, look at this mess. How the hell are you supposed to navigate this? And honestly, this is an end game spot for a lot of people. And no judgment. This is a tough stage. The advantage I have, I just know my way through. That's it. I always forget the first game has the lifeline of Anakin Skywalker. Yup. So we're not gonna revisit that. But now I know when I go to the second game to be a little bit more thorough at the very least. I am going to look up what the bare minimum completion requirements are before going in, but otherwise keeping myself completely blind, just to prevent that from happening again. Also, something that was driving me wild during the Grunty fight was my inability to control my camera, and that was largely due to how my C buttons were bound. So, for 2E, I'm going to use an actual N64 controller and just not have that issue again. First entries aren't always gold off the bat. It's true. It's true. Not everything can be Doom. I suggested 100% for the benefits they provide. 2E is not as demanding as others are saying. That is very, very good to know. Because, yep, there we go. See, now, if I had more scrolls, I'd have been really pissed off at that. But since I basically blew them all, it's fine. In fact, now I have a weapon I can freely throw around. Give Leo some range. I win. I just, like I said, think it's a little bit much to ask of somebody to 100% a game for like minimum in a collectathon kind of game. And now I understand why the word collectathon was coined at about these games, because my god. DK64 actually burned me out with its collectibles. I didn't finish the game. Eventually, I just grabbed my last character coin. I'm like, this is the most tedious thing I've ever played in my life. I'm done. It's over. I never went back. I won't go back. Bonanza looks like it's going to turn me around, though. It's been long enough that the DK64 scars have healed. Pokemon and Mass Effect have rough first games. Yeah, they do. I've beaten both of those, though. I suppose, no, I did beat Banjo eventually, but I'm willing to play Pokemon Red and Mass Effect 1 again. I'm not willing to play Banjo 1 again. Don't know why I wanted to get in here. He was already screwing me up. Especially for a kid's game. That was the thing that got me, and why I drew the comparison to Mario 64. Requiring 70 of 120 to just meet Bowser. But the trade being that the more stars you had, the more easy he would be. I think that's fair. So yeah, get to him at 70 stars. But you might want to go back. You don't have to, but you can. But requiring 94 of 100. Come on now. That's a bit much, sir. I mean, I know I'm dunking pretty hard still, because I'm still pretty salty. I know if I actually did, for some reason, pick up the first game again, I'd know a lot better about certain things, and my next time wouldn't be nearly so bad. But that first play was not easily conquered. Banjo 1 is fine to play again. Just stop at the haunted house. It's the natural fall-off place of the game. That's unfortunate. That's like my favorite stage. And then that's the point of the game where I got deep enough and I'm like, no, we have to beat this. We have to beat this. I won't be content until we do. I won't just like, GG, we didn't finish it, whatever. Like I did with Sonic 1 on this platform. I mean, to be fair, I did get to Robotnik, and he's what ended the game, but, you know, I was defeated. Talking about 100%ing N64 games, I remember grinding the bejesus out of Diddy Kong Racing. Oh my god. Oh my god. How deep are your WizPig scars? There was so much stuff in that game, it was endless and awesome. Fave card N64 game. I hear that from, like, virtually everybody who's devoted more than the 10 minutes to it that I have. The problem there was not an anti-Banjo thing, because like I said, Banjo wasn't even on my radar. It was, the 64 was giving me too many other great games, even of the racing genre. I mean, yes, we had the basics, Mario Kart, F-Zero, that occupied most of my time. But then I'd branch out, be like, well, why would I have Diddy Kong Racing when I could be exploring something else? Like, San Francisco Rush, Extreme G. Whew, you got your cruising games, your Star Wars Episode 1 racers, your Top Gear Rally, Beater Adventure Racing. Like, racing was huge on the N64. Rusty Bucket Bay's music is too good to not at least enter that world. That's the trade. That's the trade Rare understands. If you're gonna punish people, you give them good music. They're like Brambles in the Breeze for, whoa, that's not the right one. Or no, Stickerbush Symphony? Whatever it is. That music that plays in the Brambles of Donkey Kong Country 2, that's like the exemplar point of that for me. Here come the spikes! The spikes! You're right. This is where I have to... Once I get to these dreaded spikes, it's one of those points where I have to lock in, because it's literally instant death if you screw up. We've done pretty okay about not losing turtles. I would love to continue that trend. Shh. Shit! That's okay. We can at least clear out some shit and then get a full pizza. And some more shurikens? What's this? I think I was gonna be... Oh, no, we missed it. Now this is pod racing. It was a thing of beauty. I appreciate that it included a bunch of the bad voice clips. Like, it's just chef's kiss. Whoa! Yeah, I figured there was a reason I normally eliminate you. Don't know why I didn't here. Okay. And that is the successful navigation of this godless overworld maze. Yeah, this seems reasonable and fair. My god, these jumps. Yeah, like, it's... I know I said this game was, you know, no trouble up to a certain point. We've hit the point. Now shit is gonna get real. Because granted, I do still beat this game fairly regularly. I am not immune to game over. Alright, here we go. Okay, now, what's going to be happening is there's going to be spikes now. They've got stages like this. We're going to do a couple of them. And there's going to be spikes closing in on us. I just attempt, don't bother with them, but the spikes are instant death. So, don't go after the pizza if you somehow make it this far. Oh boy, I thought that was it. I thought we were gonna lose right off the top of our head. Ugh! Alright, now we're gonna trivialize this fight, like I said a little bit earlier in the stream. Boom. Now, if the mousers get loose and start hurting you around the stage, the eye lasers mean a much bigger threat, and you can take out the eyes, but, you know, you can just do that. Remember the art of invisibility, my sons. Fade away without a trace. Okay, now we are officially at all bets are off. Everyone's full life, we can just get cracking immediately. Okay, so this is the second to last stage, and what makes this one so difficult is there's a bunch of manhole covers here. And one of these underground passages leads to the Technodrome. The rest of them don't. And which one it is random. Every single play. You might end up with a dead end and have to fight your way back out. And that is awful. Turtle blimp to the sky! But not for very long. I almost never pick this one. And now I'm starting to wonder if there's a reason for that. Alright, let's just try it. Naturally, underground enemies are some of the toughest in the game. Why is this going so smooth? Shit! Why did I comment on how this was going? That ends in disaster every time! Wow, the luck on that. Technodrome? Damn. Okay, well, that's not so bad. This one isn't one of the worst holes. But that, of course, means the Technodrome is in one of the worst holes. Damn. Alright, I guess Leo's got boomerangs now. Okay. Okay. Just thinking for a second, I was like, did I soft lock? No. I mean, I know this game is merciless, but no. God, the hit points on these things. The only thing worse is the amount of damage those porcupines can deal out. I don't trust that. Did you despawn all the way? Pizza is pizza. Exit? Whoa. Yeah, I have no idea what the fuck those are called. Right now, they're just kind of a pain in my ass. Hey! You're not supposed to do that! Okay, well, that was fun. We're absolutely gonna stop in for a pizza before we try another one. Down there would be the secret area to rescue a turtle if you end up missing any, or you lose one in your underground adventures. No, I'm gonna bet on this one. I have a feeling I'm going to regret it. But we'll see. Oh, I hate this one. But this means I can eliminate this one from possibilities. Oh my god. I could have just... There! Jeez! What are we gonna do about you? Fine. Oh my god, less than fine. Can you... Hey, perfect. I'll take that. Fucking porcupine piece of shit. This is inconvenient. Oh lord, the tunnel choices. Yeah, aren't they great? Get a little more on this side. That should put me outside. There we go. Woo! Oh, okay. Technodrome, please? Yes! Alright, you sack of shit. You're going down. Let's use... Yeah, let's use rafts. Okay, back. Welcome back, Megabyte. I fucking jumped right into that. Alright, that's fine. Awesome! Now we're in the final stage. And like some Doctor Who nonsense, the Technodrome is obviously way bigger on the inside. For Transformers, mass shifting technology, you know, the same kind of technology that that made you able to have Astro Train shorter than Starscream, but big enough to contain Devastator somehow. It's a weird superposition to be in. I like how we started with what I used to believe was the Rat King. He might be, he might not be, I don't know. But sometimes the dreaded Spaceman Bob that I spoke of earlier spawns with you in the start. And this is the stage where we meet Spaceman Bob, as I call him. You'll know him when you see him. I won't need to point him out. You were missed, Megabyte. Exactly correct, Shining. And next is Pain, Spaceman Bob. I was literally just saying that. The PTSD is real. How many games have been ended here because of that fucking astronaut? Comcast decided to lose its shit for a little bit. I hear nothing but the stories like that from Comcast users. Transformers physics are the best physics. It's true. It's true. No! Spaceman. Spaceman. See how much life I'm knocked down to already? And that was just one encounter with Spaceman. He takes as many hits as those fucking porcupines from the previous stages. Okay, that's cool. Thought the hitbox was big enough, but okay. We just need to take it nice and slow with Donnie, so he doesn't take any damage, and we can give that full pizza to Leo. Hello, asshole! We have the same pent-up feelings towards Spaceman Bob. Did I finish that enemy off? Yes, okay. But see what made me think I didn't for a second. See how that tile reforms? Wait a minute. It didn't deform. Is he alive again? Oh, I don't like that. It's okay. It's okay. We won't have hitbox problems with this section. Okay, now it's shattered. Friggin' Schrodinger's turret. If for some reason you appreciate the land of hell, or you are in super hell, down here with all these spikes is a place, the only place in this stage where you can rescue a fallen turtle. Problem is, in my experience, I lose turtles getting there. So generally, if I lose a turtle in this stage, it's, well, peace out, boys. Bon voyage, we're doing this last Ronin style. Whoever ends up being the last Ronin, who knows? Oh, thank goodness that turret stayed obliterated. I thought because I went down that it would have, you know, respawned, right? Like the rest of the enemies? Shockingly uneventful. Why did I say shit like that? That's how we get hurt. These are quite possibly some of the worst enemies outside of a spaceman. Janky hitbox, high damage. We're just gonna let Leo eat a ton of shit here. There we go. No, sir, we are not falling for your spawn-trapping chicanery. Gotta love that 8-bit enemy placement. Every ounce of damage counts now. Robot kangaroo seahorses. Is that what those were? I mean, maybe. that sure is what they look like and describes them accurately. Who knows what their actual name is? That's not a knife. This is a knife. That's not a knife, that's a spoon. Oh, I see you played Knifey Spoony before. With the fucking back of the head catch, that's good. And hey, scrolls. Part of me thinks I should have given them to Raph. Right. This is another one of those maneuverability problems. Not a combat problem. There we go. Now you dicks stop throwing boomerangs, right? Whoa! Most certainly not. That was opposite of cool. Oh, yeah. All right. Just what we need. Whoa! That was like the epitome of luck. Fuck yeah. This is it. The Hallway of Judgment. As hard as this game is, its soundtrack is outstanding. From the intro stone cold crazy riff right to the ending. Excellent stuff. I 100% agree, and you know what? I love it so much. So much do I love this soundtrack that I made sure to get it in vinyl. If that's not an endorsement, I don't know what is. But now, the final trial and all of the Spaceman Bob. Nope, that's too low. Oh god. So many spacemen. Leave me alone, Bob. Bob, leave me be. Oh my god, they're following me. Go the fuck away. Jesus. To quote Piccolo, nerd! Yeah, I sure am. Carnivorous loves the soundtrack. I can't believe they printed it on vinyl. That's hilarious. I can think of bigger wastes of vinyl. I think this is an excellent use of vinyl. You're already taking damage, so it just makes sense to keep using you. Mikey, you might be the savior. Omewa mu shinderu. I hope not. I would hate to have to do this stage again. I will, but I don't want to have to. I don't know why I'm wasting scrolls on them. The Spacemans, anyway, they can scroll out. Without wasting resources. Those things, however, do need to be told no. I get in here and there's already a Dragon Ball quote, and this is a fantastic start to my day. Welcome, Matt Belmont. Good to see you. Oh, God. That was too close. That was way too close. Don't forget about Fist of the North Star. Ever. That's good advice for anybody. Fist of the North Star is good stuff. Boom! And that is that. Not a single turtle lost, though damn did we come close. Some of that was absolutely harrowing, but like I said, this is one of my favorite games to just play through. I love it. How's everyone doing? I'm doing great. I just stopped Shredder. At least for this game. You have defeated Shredder and saved the world. Now I can turn back to human form. Thanks. You have excelled my skills. I think you meant exceeded. Oh, Splinter is back to his real form. You guys are great. Thanks for your help. Let's celebrate with a pizza. The adventure of the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles is concluded. It's over. You won. That was Ninja Turtles 1. I fucking love this game so much. All right, let's go out and see what else we can do in the rest of the collection. What time do we have? 11? Okay, yeah. We can definitely do one. Try to do one more. What would be a good one? No. Yeah, I love Follow the Foot Clan. That's one of my favorite Game Boy games. Hell yeah. Oh, what kind of god allows that? Alright, that's gonna be fun to deal with. They reversed my jump and slash controls. Oh, there's gotta be a way I can change that. Change controls. Oh no. Up, down, left, right, start, select. No. That might change my... Yeah. That might change Ninja Turtles 1, and we can't have that. I'll just adapt. No other buttons respond that way. Alright. I need to sit down and actually finish Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles on the NES. Yes, you do! It's an excellent game! If I can do it, you can do it. Hell yeah, dude. Great movie and soundtrack. Damn right. Damn right. It's Mega Man Anniversary Collection on the GameCube all over again. Oh my god, you're right! But, like, it's only happening for one game. Possibly two. I don't know if the rest of Game Boy games in the collection are mapped like this, but man... That whole Anniversary Collection on the GameCube was completely reversed, and that was some shit. Could not adapt to that, no matter how hard I tried. Oh shit, Mousers! For a Game Boy sound font, this is spectacular. Oh man, Konami knew how to make the Game Boy sound chip just fucking sing. Even the games that they do that aren't really so great, like you could argue this one, or the first Castlevania game on the Game Boy. Outstanding music! And then Castlevania 2 on Game Boy is... It makes the first game look like a bike ride. It's so much better somehow. That bass line cuts right through. Yeah, it's so fat. I've always said this. If I can make it through the classic Castlevania games, I can beat anything, because those games are tough as nails. That's a good metric. Yeah, if you're toppling Castlevania, then there's no excuse for you to not be toppling Ninja Turtles. If I popped in Castlevania 1 right now, I would finish it, but I'd struggle a lot more. than I just did with Ninja Turtles. It's in that same school as Ninja Gaiden. Another game I love to just bomb through. Which... No, wait, I have played Ninja Gaiden on this channel. A bunch of different versions of the first game. But no version of the second game. I should play the second game on the NES first. Now, I suppose I'd have to play Ninja Gaiden Black before 2 Black would make sense. Yeah! Ah! Woo! This isn't like the other game. I can't just switch out to other turtles. Pizza? No? No scroll back? Oh, keep those pizza coming. No thanks. I'd rather not get crushed. I have to imagine if you haven't crushed Ninja Turtles, there's lots of other NES gems you're sleeping on, and shouldn't be if you can topple Castlevania. Shadow of the Ninja, Power Blade, Vice Project Doom. Gimme, 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 gimme. Leo needs food badly. That was some cheap shit is what that was. Of course it was. Fuck! Leonardo was captured. Journey to Silius. Yeah, definitely don't sleep on Journey to Silius. Oh, thank God, we started the boss. Oh, God, right. The reverse controls. There, why couldn't we do that with Leo? And that has my personal favorite NES OST as well. Well, that would definitely have a lot to do with it. The soundtrack for Journey to Silius is outstanding, though. Absolutely outstanding. But Sunsoft knew how to make that NES just put out music you didn't know was possible. All of those games I haven't even played. Well, I think you should probably fix that. I rented games as a kid, so a lot of games flew under my radar. Hey, I totally get that. That's how most of my game experiences were had, too, until flea markets. And people just blowing out shit because they don't understand what they have. When a game is like $2, it's pretty easy to go to the cover art and be like, you know what? I'm sure it sucks, but I've played worse. Sometimes that's not right, and you end up with a real stinker like X-Men. That was quite a lesson, that game. Level 2's track doesn't loop for over 3 minutes, which for NES is wild. That is wild, frankly, because most loops are really small. Like, I'm talking like within 40 seconds. Hell, Mega Man did until last year when I flew through all the NES Mega Man games. That is so good that you got through all the Mega Man games. Because that's like mandatory playing, top tier NES series. Even the lesser loved games, like 6 especially. 6 is like the best looking and tightest game on the console, even if my personal favorite to bomb through is 4. I'll bomb through 2 anytime, but I think 4 is peak NES Mega Man. God, if you're short on Ninja Gaiden, please start Ninja Gaiden. Someone else needs to suffer from my ninja brain rot. And you'll beat the first 2 games thinking, yeah, this is about Castlevania-ish. And then you will meet Ninja Gaiden 3. And you will know pain. Sorry, I'm dead. Oh, Monster Party. Yeah, this is the random shit that some enemies would say when you come in. That was easily the best one. Whoa, now. Ninja Gaiden was one of the ones I used to rent. Yeah, same, me too. That's how I got hooked on it enough to end up buying them all. All through flea markets and secondhand sales, of course. Because, you know, a kid's allowance only goes so far. But I had to have them. Had to. In fact, you could argue now might be the best time to revisit Ninja Gaiden. With the release of Ragebound, a new 2D action game. Great time to refresh yourself, and then just grab that. Then the awful Ninja Gaiden trilogy for the SNES. What a disappointment. Yeah, the big disappointment there is the sound. I mean, I was very disappointed in the visuals as well. I was like, really? This is what we're passing off? That was way too close. We were just about to lose another turtle. But the thing that really disappointed me about Trilogy on the SNES was the sound. It was so... Like, why in the hell would you change the boss music for all 3 games when the music is so good originally? Like, why did you do that? And then, of course, the sound effects are all less good. Making a 16-bit game sound worse than an 8-bit game that's serious work. But the one thing that it does offer, apart from, you know, a convenient way to access all 3 games, what I would love to see is the password system. I mean, yeah, you get infinite continues in Gaiden 1 and 2, but not for 3. So the passwords come in handy there. But, you know, not everybody has the stamina to go through those games in one sitting. So being able to continue is a serious improvement. It's like how Super Mario All-Stars fixed what I feel is the only flaw of Super Mario 3 in giving it a save function. Damn, this music! Man, old school Konami was something else. Ninja Gaiden 3 only has 5 continues. And, of course, the enemy placement becomes so obnoxiously cheap. In the late game, it's just cruel and unusual punishment. I've only beaten the game on original hardware once. Maybe twice. I love how happy Raph looks in this game when you see him in the left there in the sidebar. Yeah! The bezel or the box art for the game, which... seeing him in the bezel, which is the box art for the game, and now he's just like, yeah, it's party time! He's got his Paul Stanley face on. Oh wait, no, that's not pouty and kissy. He's just loving life. Speaking of Ragebound, I hope that does well enough to finally get NES games on modern platforms. See, I've been saying this. I hope, like, Ragebound, 2 Black, you know, everything does well enough that we have that, because I think we need a serious classic Ninja Gaiden collection just like what I'm playing right now. Have the NES trilogy, have the Master System game, have the Game Gear game. Try to figure out a way to get the DS game, maybe? But, you know, all of the classic stuff, especially the unsung stuff. I mean, I guess you could put the arcade game in there. I mean this with all the Ninja Gaiden love in my heart. The arcade original sucks, and it's not fun to play. It would be an essential part of the collection, though. So yeah, you'd have that, the NES trilogy, throw in the SNES trilogy, because, you know, have all your versions, just like this one goes about it. And then your Sega games, especially the Game Gear Master System one, because unlike most games at the time, which were featured on Master System and Game Gear, they're not at all the same game. They're completely different games, and both of them need love because they're both great. I've played them for this channel. TG16 game with its backwards scrolling? Yes! Yes, exactly! Have the Japan-only TG16 version with its backwards scrolling that drives my eyes insane. Definitely! That's the kind of shit I'm talking about. All the deep cuts. Man, you guys got me shopping movie vinyls. Uh-oh. That's a dangerous rabbit hole. I try to keep it to game soundtracks, and doesn't always work. Because, you know, they'll come out with a vinyl that I'm like, I love that soundtrack too much to be without that. Like, you know, my vinyl of Ninja Turtles. Or my super deluxe 4 vinyl box set of Doom 2016. Stop dropping in just right below the friggin' access point. The Game Gear game would be neat to see in that collection. Yeah, it would, because it's so different. I mean, same for the Master System version. Oh my god. I think we might be losing Raph in this stage, unless one of these people wants to generously donate a pizza. Wow, just at the point that maybe it continued. That is fortuitous. I'm a musician, so I'm just gonna stay quiet and not make anyone spend money. I understand your position. Well, sucks to be you, Raph. Guess there is no rescuing turtles in this one. Oh yeah, now a pizza drops. Thanks. Good job. I appreciate it. Should've just stayed grounded, but no. I see you up there. Fuck! Man, they are just done fucking around. Woo! Cowabunga! Hey, Farrell, what's up, buddy? Good job making a friggin' chump out of, Kaiser Sigma, by the way. Here I was talking him up like a horror movie villain, and he's just like, huh. On to soccer, that was fun. Woohoo! Huh. I wonder how that fight's supposed to work. Hey, Belmont. Yep. I remember seeing Belmont in the Mega Man chat. Ah! I understand. Damn. Wish I'd have understood that before I lost that turtle, but now we're down to the wire. Here we go, Mikey. Mikey's my favorite turtle. Oh, jeez. Sorry that came in late and that I, you know, nuked him. Now we're down to just Donnie. Thanks. Everyone had me on edge with what to expect with Kaiser Sigma. He was such an awful barrier for me when I first cleared that game. I did not sail through it the way you seemed to. Hitting that tiny, tiny target area was like the biggest challenge. So by the time I'm done my meeting, you're just about done this game? It seems so, Megabyte. Kaiser can be a douche. It's a real toss-up. Yeah. Yeah, it is. Like, sometimes it goes so well, it's like, yeah, this is good. I'm feeling like I know how to play this game. And then other times, just like, wow, thanks. Appreciate that. I'll be over here if you need me. Oh my god. Wait, I got shurikens? How fucking good is that? I'm not... Oh, I probably suppose jumping's the cheese there. Shit! Oh, Shredder isn't the last boss. No, sir, it's Krang. And I've got a pretty good feeling we're not making it. Yep, that was our last turtle. That tiny hitbox was insane. The auto charge helped immensely. Yeah, that's like the way to give yourself an edge for that. Definitely one of the best ways. No continue? That's fine. We'll do another game in the collection. You know what? I don't think I've ever played this one. Period. Alright. That seems like an excellent use of time. Radical Rescue. Password. Oh, there is continuing here. Okay. No continues? That's right, Farrell. No continues in this. You will get good and you will like it. A year has passed since the Shredder was defeated. While 3 of the turtles relax in their sewer retreat. Oh, they got a retreat now? A special bulletin from April O'Neil interrupts their favorite TV show. No Continues is as bogus as onions and butterscotch on pizza. Yeah! Yeah, it is. You'd be tempting Mikey with that, I'm sure. I'm here at the scene of the incredible Prison Break. Awesome game. Radical Rescue is good. Oh, is it, Winters? Well, hell. I like that endorsement. It seems that the criminal responsible is... The broadcast is cut off. Yikes! We gotta go save April from Arnold Schwarzenegger. The turtles spring into action and head for the fortress. Meanwhile, Michelangelo is returning from the pizza joint and notices the place is deserted. What the hell is butterscotch? I mean, I know it's a flavor, but it's an actual food item. What the fuck? Yeah, it is. Hey, where'd everybody go? Just then, a bizarre laughter crackles out of the TV. Let's call him Scooter. Yes, we'll call him Scooter, Winters. If Arnold kidnapped April, I'm sorry, but my money's on Arnold. Yeah, honestly. Your friends are mine now, Turtle. Yeah. If you dare to rescue them, come to the abandoned mine at the edge of the city in the Arctic. Don't worry, gang, I'm on my way. So this is like Last Ronin before Last Ronin. Neat. Okay, now attack and jump are where they should be. Unlike that last game. Oh, that was rough. So I guess I just have to blame the game, not the emulation. It's not this collection's fault. It's just the game be that way. And its controls were backward for some godless reason. Butterscotch is the best, but hard to find dip option at DQ. Can't remember the last time I was in a DQ for the ice cream. Last time I was in a DQ, well, most of the time I go for DQ. It's usually for slushy or a flamethrower burger. I love those things. Winters is having a good time with Arnold. I in the jungle. Okay, so rescuing them, hence the name Radical Rescue. Whoa! Wait a minute. You're a fucking Metroid game! Okay. You can spin the chucks over your head like a chopper. Just figuring that out as you type it. Spin to the chopper! Glide to the TNT! Get the Foot Clan to look like a mummy. If it bleeds, we can kill it. Oh good, the jump can get up there. It's in the trees. It's coming to find us. That map is giving me Goonies 2 vibes. Yeah, honestly, that's probably exactly where they pulled that from. Because Goonies 2 was also Konami. Good call, Farrell. I would never have thought about Goonies 2. Even though that is the more fair example because, well, you know, it is Metroid gameplay, but Metroid didn't have a fucking map until Super Metroid. That's an aspect where Goonies had Metroid pretty dead to rights. God damn, this soundtrack though. But that was like one of the big staples of Ninja Turtle games, just like Castlevania games. Well, just Konami games, period, of the day. The soundtrack was always just amazing. Okay, so that's an consumable, perhaps? Is the control tighter in this game? Yeah, it is. It is both tighter than Metroid and Metroid 2, and tighter than the game we were just playing in Follow the Foot Clan. This is like night and day improvement over the game I was just playing. Which brings back my previous point talking about Castlevania Adventure. Even the games that aren't so great have great soundtracks. Huh. There's going to be a lot of learning here while I figure out what orient myself in this map. Hot take, Goonies 2 was the first game to do Metroidvania right. Okay, I got a feeling there. You are technically correct, but I'm gonna get you on semantics. And that's only because I don't like the word Metroidvania as a broad applique, because I find it to be a bit of a misnomer. I feel it accurately describes Castlevania games made in the style of Metroid. So my first will always be Symphony of the Night for that. But I understand the broad application of it is, what everyone really means is, it's a Metroid game. It's a Metroid game. And Goonies 2 definitely did things a lot better than the original Metroid, and arguably better than 2. Then Super kind of really put the glaze on that kind of gameplay. Okay, so we understand how to use pizza. I go with the term search action as a general. That's what the Japanese have been calling Metroid since the 80s. I find that's a much better, much more encompassing catch-all. Because my problem would be, let's take one of my favorite examples of this. Or actually, we can just look at this. I see, I just don't see the Castlevania influence, basically. I mean, yes, there's bats. Castlevania doesn't exactly own bats, though. But my contention always usually boils down to, where's the Vania? Show me the Vania. Like a robot named Fight, my favorite game of the genre. Metroid display is very obvious. Vania, not so much. TMNT in time on the SNES sounds better than the arcade. Just my opinion. That's real close. I think they're different, but in the end, yeah, I suppose I have to. I do like the boss music a lot better on the Super Nintendo. I just beat Turtles in Time a week ago or so on the same collection. That game was made to eat quarters. Oh yeah, not as much as Mortal Kombat, but absolutely, it was made to feast on them. We should rename it a Goonatroid game. Goonatroid would carry the most unfortunate connotation with today's understanding of the word goon. Oh, good God. I think Castlevania got wrapped in because a lot of Metroidvania includes melee and combat games, not just gunners. Fair, but that's why I say my argument is hinged entirely in semantics. If I go that way, there seems to be a dot. Is that a permanent pickup or maybe a turtle? Oh, no. That doesn't take me that way. Okay, so that's a wall. This map could use some clearer delineations about what is or isn't a door. This song kind of does kick ass. Yeah, it does! Plus, a lot of indie Metroidvanias you see are inspired by Symphony of the Night, my favorite game ever, in some shape, way, or form. That's true. But, again, most of those games, at least in my experience, bear more from Metroid than they ever do for Castlevania. There are some exceptions that I gotta concede, like Blasphemous. That one, you got me there. I'll give you that one. Well, that, and if you just call it a Metroid game, you get Nintendo lawyer ninjas looking your way, not what any dev wants. It's true. But again, that's why I go by search action as a better, more encompassing catch-all. Now, what really... Oh, hold on a second. This music's good. This is so good! What really, and always made me definitely irrationally angry, is anytime I see somebody refer to a Metroid game as a Metroidvania. That's when I'm like, okay, now you have to show me the Vania here. I can't let this go. Hell yeah, that walking bass line. Yeah, like this just keeps slapping. Can't go that way yet. Or wait, can I? Is that one of those things where I maybe need to glide? It could be a glide puzzle. It basically was. Thank fuck I had that pizza though. But yeah, because it's so broad, to just shorten it up, I would like to see the term Metroidvania go the way of Doom clone from the 90s. Because we all know first-person shooters are so much more than just Doom clones. First-person shooter, much better, more encompassing. Same way about search action, which is why I presume Japan's been using it since the 80s. But like I said, it's all semantics. All semantics, and I'm the one with the problem here. Metroid 1 showed what the genre could be. Goonies 2 was the first to do it right. There. You get it, Farrell. Super Metroid perfected it. Yes, 100%, Farrell. Symphony of the Night popularized the genre. Would that be a fair assessment to pay proper homage? Exactly correct. This is exactly correct. No lies detected. I mean, hell, look at Power Slave. Metroid Prime before Metroid Prime existed in ancient Egypt. God, I need to play that. Yeah! I mean, now is the best time to be playing Power Slave. Thanks to Night Dive's remaster, that's some good stuff. Night Dive is doing God's work. That was a Metroid sound effect. That did something to my brain real briefly. I see. Well, I definitely did not learn his pattern. Where do we start? Oh, that is really good. I want to see Metroidvania go away. What are you, Aaron Hansen? Oh, boy. No. I guess we agree on that one issue, I guess. Are you? Nope. There's got to be a rhyme or reason to this. Oh, I know. It's in my backlog. Good. Good. And I love Night Dive for the record. If I didn't before a System Shock remake, creme de la creme. That's actually one I haven't gotten around to yet. But I hear nothing but glowing praise. And I don't doubt it, because literally everything I've played from that studio has just chef's kiss. Since they're recently talking about their Turok Trilogy box set. First of all, love it. But their work on the Turok games, the best way I can describe it is they make the game you remember, not the game that actually was. Uh-oh. I wasn't looking at the screen when that password came up. So glad you found the humor in my comment. All right, that's fine. Let's try again. I want to see if I can find a different route. It was, and I speak as a fan who played the original on my 486. Shodan is GOAT. Yes. Absolutely. I was sold on the remake the second I heard that they got Shodan's voice back. Like, oh yeah, we're here. This is the kind of quality I expect from Night Dive. And the funniest thing is, when they started putting out, more FPSs, Doom 64 especially, I would always look at the time, Nerve's port of Doom and Doom 2, and, they were good. They were the first to bring mods conventionally to not PC, but to console users, both Switch and, we'll say, conventional alike. But I'd always thought in the back of my mind, I'd be like, man, what if Night Dive did this? What if Night Dive touched Doom? They'd make the definitive release. But, since this one already exists and is getting current support, that's obviously not going to happen. And you know what fucking happened? Night Dive did it! And then the Nerve versions were delisted. No, System Shock is not the game I remembered. It's a total remake, and my god, it's glorious and worthy of the Metal Mother. Ooh, that's quite a sell. I remember accidentally nuking Earth on accident. It's like, oh, that's the button that kills all humans. Whoops. That is like some Shadowgate on the NES kind of bullshit. You're like, oh, I'm gonna touch this thing, and then you just die horrifically. Like you look in a mirror and then it explodes and then you get shredded by glass. That's a way you can die. Just rewinded, didn't see a password. Oh. Maybe... Is it on a screen I'm not seeing? Huh. We'll have to keep better track of that next time we, How many lives do we have? Or was I just running off of... No, wait, I was beaten a couple of times. Maybe we won't focus on going down so much. We might find an easier boss. All hail the Kex engine. Yes! 100%. It has been doing God's glorious work in first-person shooter preservation. Yeah, let's go this way this time. I had a great time 100%ing their Rise of the Triad Ludicrous Edition. But that's just one of my favorite old shooters. Right. We couldn't go too far that way because of that problem. We need a... Okay, so there's continues. Well, we didn't get that far that run, so we're not going to waste a continue. Blah, blah, blah. I still need their remaster of Rise of the Triad. Don't play that remake in that one's case. That was awful. Stick with Night Dive's work. Oh, you mean the... Oh, God, who were they? Either way, I know which one you're talking about. That, don't worry, I already bought that long ago. I was a launch buyer of that game. Because I couldn't believe that Rise of the Triad was getting any attention whatsoever. Played it, finished it, was janky. Made me replay the old one. I loved the music, though. Loved the music. And the fact that we can take that Andrew Hulshult music into the remaster, that's just golden goose stuff. That's how I plan on going out, shredded by glass from a mirror. Well, if you end up in Castle Shadowgate, all you have to do is virtually nothing. Something will kill you horrifically there. Dude, it's no exaggeration to say Shadowgate hates you and wants you dead. It's true. It's 100% true. It will just kill you like that for the most innocuous reason. Like, early game, there's a ladder, right? So you go down the ladder, and then you go to a room from the ladder. It's like, you have ended up in the room below. However, on the way down, you have broken both of your legs, and it's only a matter of time before you die. It's like, what? And it's just sudden game over. So says the fortune tellers to shiny gamers. Maybe you have to find passwords in the game. I never considered that. Maybe, like, earned from a defeated boss or something. Huh. That could be possible. Absolutely, Giraffe. Oh, but speaking of good remakes, Shadowgate 2014, so good. Really? I did not actually play that, so maybe, you know, I'm going to write that down too. Realms of Haunting and Shadowgate 2014. Things to check out for later, broaden my horizons. Or maybe when you rescue a turtle, you get a password. Oh, that's something that could be too. You know what? I bet we're both right in that the bosses are guarding the turtles, and each turtle, once you beat the bosses, you know, you get the password that way. Yeah, because the ladder is only half there. Look, you don't know that until you go down the ladder. There's no indication. You're just like, this looks safe. There's no indication that it's an unsecure ladder, so you just go down. You don't know that it's going to snap halfway through or that it's only half there. Yep, Zoijo is the original dev team from the MacVenture game. They brought their game to the modern. Oh, shit. Well, I'm just going to put a big asterisk aside that one. Because I love me some Shadowgate. If that's the case, then I clearly need that in my library. I assume that's on Steam, GOG, something like that. What I couldn't understand the most about that particular game is that when I tried follow-up titles like Deja Vu or The Uninvited, they did not click with me at all, where Shadowgate did. And I don't know why. They play the exact same. They're just as obtuse as the other one, but for some reason Shadowgate gets passed. Don't know. Both got it on Steam day one. Well, perfect. That might be worth a double dip, which I do on Steam and GOG if I love a game deeply enough. More food for the Steam Deck. It came to GOG later. I will eventually rebuy it for archival purposes. That's like the reason behind my GOG account. Then I can just have my installers downloaded to use whenever. No need to worry about those pesky licenses. I loved the NES version of The Uninvited. I should have. And like I said, I don't understand why. The game didn't do anything wrong or different, but Shadowgate, good. Uninvited, no. Confused Tim Allen sounds. Oh, we're back here. I did a giant... Oh, wait, no. Is this the same area? Well... it at least has the same puzzle. My only other warning, do not play the Mac versions of any of these games. Why? Their inventory system is pure evil. Better go to the NES Classic. Wait, what? A point-and-click game has better inventory functions on the NES and not a system that has a mouse. That just blows my mind. Well, to be fair, when they made the originals on Mac, Uninvited was first, so Shadowgate was more refined, and it shows in the NES ones too. Okay, so I get it. Future iteration. That I can understand. The only other Shadowgate I remember, like, trying after my affair with the first game was, yeah, then that just loops around upwards. I'm starting to understand. Was Shadowgate 64. And while I didn't love it, I didn't hate it either. It was just kind of there. It never really took me the way almost any other 64 game did. The Mac version is a drag and drop window where you literally drop them from the action screen and organize and cost turns. Plus you have a weight limit. No. Oh, jeez. Like, I'm just imagining a weight limit in Shadowgate and just no. Absolutely not. Yeah, we went the tech way last time. Let's go this way. Maybe we'll find, like, I don't know, some offense upgrades, life bar extension. Well, that's almost as good. Not take this route. Yeah, I don't recognize this. Shadowgate 64 was the only reason I got an aftermarket N64. Well, everyone's got their one game. It was fun. True, not as good as the original, but I really liked it. I think I probably need to give it a second shot. Strong possibility I'd appreciate it much more. But like I said earlier, about a totally different game. The problem with me missing games on the N64 was never
Oh, I hate this. I just blah, blah, blah. It was, I'm too busy playing so many other great games on the system. Because it was a system of kings. Fuck. Look for a card. Okay. Must be keycard access. Okay, I'm pretty obviously getting funneled into that area, so I guess that's where I really ought to be going. I missed a lot, but did you guys like The Uninvited? I mean, like I said, it didn't hit with me with Shadowgate. I played it recently and I loved it. Oh, well, there we go. Somebody has. Alright, Mechanicals, here we go. Maybe this is like a Technodrome kind of base. Or one of those infinite, you know, abandoned warehouses that all the action took place in the 80s. The Uninvited was one I gave more of a chance than I gave to Deja Vu, though. Even though I ended up not really caring for both. But Deja Vu I gave up on pretty quickly. Oh, that's one way. We don't want to go that way. Tried real hard with The Uninvited, but couldn't sit down with it long enough to finish it. Just went back to Shadowgate. Don't know why. I might have missed a message from you, Megabyte. It's a collection of the NES Uninvited Shadowgate and Deja Vu. That's where I played it, because I never knew it existed until well after the NES days. Okay, so there's a collection I need to check for. What a waste of a pizza. That could have been completely prevented, too. It just came from here. Wait a minute. And if it's just... You know what? Let's just trust the process and see where it's taking us. Well, I don't recognize it, so it can't be too wrong. It's literally called 8-Bit Adventure Anthology. Now that's worth writing down. Instead of this mishmash. 8-Bit Adventure Anthology. Perfect. Well, I'm near one of those dots at least. Volume 1. Oh, Volume 1. Clarify. Vol 1. How many volumes are there? Or is that one of those collections that's labeled Volume 1 in hopes of delivering more? This looks breakable, but I doubt it's by Mikey. That's probably a Donnie problem. God damn it. Yeah, we'll continue. We got much deeper. Yo, what? All the... That's like... Okay. Well, hold on. What if... You know what? We didn't even collect anything anyway. Let's change games. Zoijo didn't make it, but they licensed it, so it has their seal of approval. Okay, well that's always good. It's the only one. I hate it when that happens. Like Doom Eternal, Year 1 DLC. I was like, oh, where's Year 2? And it didn't happen. It kind of ended conclusively in Year 1. Ah, to hell with it. I wish it was more, because I would love to see a Volume 2 including TurboGrafx beyond Shadowgate and Shadowgate 64. But those wouldn't be 8-bit. Fair. That's fair. So what you're telling me is we need a big collection like the one I'm currently playing with, you know, system be damned. As long as it's here, as long as it exists, it's here. I'm very much looking forward to the Mortal Kombat anthology that's going to be doing that. Or Legacy Collection, I think they called it. Still remember picking this game up from the flea market for like $7 and being like, oh, fucking yes! For the longest time, I would say I'd even preferred this version over the arcade version due to my preference for this soundtrack. I actually like these mix and sound font better than what appears in the cabinet, and the expanded content. The additional levels, more music, you know, all that good stuff. You know, same reason anyone would prefer the Turtles in Time on the Super Nintendo over the arcade version, even though the deficiencies of this versus the arcade version are a lot more apparent. The GOAT! Farrell's here for TMNT 2. I mean, who isn't? The arcade game is like such an experience. And I'm willing to bet just as many, if not more, Turtle fans from back in the day experienced this version alongside the arcade cabinet. Maybe it was the one they had more experience with. Like me. Incidentally, Beyond Shadowgate that dropped last year, also fantastic. Did not know? Writing it down right now. Beyond Shadowgate. I love learning about new things to check out. That one by Zoijoy is built on the design documents they made for the second Max Shadowgate back in the day. Oh, damn. I have a massive poster of the box art on my wall. It's so gorgeous. It's iconic, sir. Absolutely right that it's gorgeous. Damn it. Ow, my back. Ah, oh, come on! Every bit of damage matters so much on the home version. No. Stupid. For two-player beat-em-ups on the NES, it's really hard to go wrong with either Turtles game. They were kind of must-haves if you were on the NES multiplayer scene. Fuck! You don't use the 10 life code? Generally, I do, but I'm starting to feel that hunger set in, so I'm not planning on actually finishing the game. This is literally akin to, I'm gonna pop in a few credits and see how I can do. I'm treating it like an arcade game. If I intended to clear the game, I'd absolutely be putting that code in. Hot take, I never played the Manhattan Project. You're missing out. You are missing out. Fuck! Fucking roadkill Rodneys. Manhattan Project is awesome, just really long. Yeah, honestly, that's easy to agree with, because once you hit it, it's about when you're doing the mandatory lift stage that beat-em-ups have. That's when I'm like, okay, we've been here long enough. This game was actually over a while ago, but here we are. I didn't know the Konami code had variants in the Ultra game lineup. Oh yeah, well they had variants all over the place. Especially when they transitioned to the 16-bit. They had this dirty, dirty trick. I think it was in a Gradius, where if you input the code, you know, as normal, up, up, down, down, left, right, then it kills you. What you have to do is up, up, down, down, and instead of left, right, use LR, LR to get the bonus. Devious, snide little trick. Fuck you, Rocksteady. Normally don't need to spend a life to beat this stage. Fuck! Okay, that's some cheap shit. I mean, it's an arcade game. What am I bitching about? Getting exactly what was advertised. Hyperstone Heist is worth playing too. Absolutely correct. I'm thinking I might actually jump to that one. Because you know what? Yeah, I don't actually play the Hyperstone Heist nearly as much as this one, so let's focus on what I don't play often. Keep that train going. No, we have arcade 1-ups for those. Tournament Fighters. There's the Hyperstone Heist. Yep, Gradius 3. I knew it was one of those things. Okay, first of all, full. We don't do that. Obviously not as good as Turtles in Time on the Super Nintendo. It's comparatively a fairly bespoke version with its own unique elements. But it's hard to escape the comparison to Turtles in Time. But if you had a Genesis, you had to have this. Okay, let's see it. I wasn't a Genesis kid, so this will be new to me. Oh, wonderful. Well, we're seeing it now. Some cool different bosses than its counterpart for the SNES, like Dirtbag. Yes, yes, exactly. And Tatsu, probably my favorite exclusive boss. God, he is so ripped in this game. I don't know about some of those muscles, but man. We will let you get away with that. We'll find you with our high energy detector. The Donatello probably just has laying around. New York City. Is there no dash? Or is it done with a different button? Super Shredder from the start. Yeah, he doesn't need the mutagen. He's already in like full Kevin Nash, but Worse than that, he's a sober Kevin Nash. Go. Play. He is such a great character, one of my favorites of all time. Definitely a Halloween costume I would love to do. Might not be so plausible today, but fun nonetheless. Dash can be configured in the options. I think the default is that it's mapped to the button A. Oh, let's see. Ah, there it is. It is a button bind. Well, thanks for the tip. Also, welcome, cab buses. He drank it 3 hours before the game began. Yeah, he drank it before he called the Turtles because he's done fucking around. The 1998 Cannibal Champion of Spring Break, Kevin Nash. Him drunk on pay-per-view is just legendary. That's gonna be hard to untrain myself because I'm used to Dash being double tap. It's not that big a stretch though. Oh right, that's not dodge. I'm thinking of a different combination. Shredder taking some of them blast processing roids. You got that right. Abs processing. For too long, I was not paying attention to my life. Good thing, too. Alley Cat Blues. Except not. Cool off, sucker. The music survives the translation from the arcade or Super Nintendo, depending on which one you put on the pedestal more. But I think it survives the translation to the Genesis sound chip pretty well. I mean, to be fair, it was during the Super Nintendo era when I went PC Master Race. Came back to consoles as a side due to Metroid Prime, but yeah, Genesis didn't have a chance. Shame, too. I agree. I agree. That was also a fascinating time to be on PC games with, like, games like this. Mega Man's a better example, but those kind of really screwed up my definition of what technology could actually do. Because, for example, we'd have the 486 in the house, and I would play, say, Doom or Doom 2 on that, which is, you know, better than any other console version. But then I would play, like, the PC port of Mega Man X and just watch this hulk of a PC at the time, because we can't forget how fast technology moves on, but you know, the fact is the port wasn't optimized. It ran like shit. So I was like, okay, so the computer can do Doom but not Mega Man. Why? And then, you know, I watched the Super Nintendo just hammer out Mega Man X and struggle with Doom, understandably. It was never made to do things like that, but boy, what a time. What a time. I mean, that was before the time every console was just in a race to see who could be the worst PC. I only found Phantasy Star years later. Same, and only via collections. Because my jam there was, what was it? Shining Force, that's it. Oh god, yeah, Shining Force 2. The amount of time I lost to that. Same with Mortal Kombat games for the PC. I think those were mostly better than the conventional Super Nintendo Genesis ports, but yeah, they were different. We got to go with that. Oh, I know. I jumped from a 486 DX to 66. Oh, yeah, that's it's a bit different than the Genesis, but it was lessons like that port of Mega Man X that I would, you know, come to understand the difference between optimization and what was made to do things. Yes, I don't care, Decky. I will get your update later. But that's another reason different ports of games fascinated me. I'd always wonder why one version can do things that the other can't, or what's going on under the hood, because obviously at that time consoles process things way differently than PCs. Like I said, it was different when consoles were different, and not just a race to see who could be the most affordable PC, we'll say, instead of the worst one. And then what exacerbated it was the N64. Because, I mean, forgive my young eyes for that, but when I watched Quake run on a 486, and then I compared it to Quake running on the N64, I was like, why would anyone want a PC? It's just so much more convenient. And that's true. It is more convenient. But, you know, it's the first part of the statement that I just kind of want to go, oh, young dad, you just didn't know any better. You knew not. You knew not. Of course, access was a big thing, too, that would color my opinion. Like, you know, you're not always allowed on the family PC. I could play the 64. Wow, Quake was not even meant to run on a 486. I know! Boy, I know! At the frame rate we got it going at, I was like, are you sure this is right? Are you sure this is a powerful computer? Even mine had no business playing it, but I did. Yep, same. I sure did. And then when the 64 one ran better, I was like, oh, I know what we're playing FPSs on now for the rest of time. I still play so many games on that platform. Shit. I'm kind of stunned how well it did looking back. Oh, yeah, like, if... You gotta remember that, 60 FPS wasn't necessarily the golden standard yet. Think back to the old 486 days, and you'll find Doom and its original frame rate was 35 FPS. So, you know, while it is true that Quake 1 running on that 486 was like 20-ish FPS, maybe, sometimes less, that was still perfectly fine. Perfectly fine. Oh, I could never. Aiming a camera with a stick? Not gonna happen. You get used to it eventually. No, I probably got about 20 on Quake. Yeah, that sounds about right. And that's, you know, focusing on episode 1. Even though I did eventually finish it. As I said, it had no business running that as well as it did, but somehow. And you know what? Not only are you right, I love that that energy carries on with the modern Doom game ports to the Switch. That sandwich box has no business running games like 2016 and Eternal, but it does, and it does respectably well. Something about id's engines, man. It's almost like they're technological powerhouses. Masters of their craft, almost. So those pizzas are definitely not healing me. Of course, the one that really cinched the 64 for me was Doom 64. It both looked and ran better, straight up, than the PC version, at the time. Or at least ran comparably, because I think it hit 30, not the 35 that the original Doom was running at, but you know, you got a one-to-one experience with inarguably higher resolution. Oh, hello, painting. Yep, I love that energy too. I'm not going to defend Nintendo today, but yeah, I feel that. There's lots of complicated thoughts about modern, especially like this week. Well, they were. One name explained it all. John Carmack. 100%. 100%. He is some kind of technological god. His code lives on and we're all better for it. Facts. Nothing but facts. Some of the cleanest code ever written. I feel Romero was just as important, but that's me. I have to agree. Without his sense of design, the technology doesn't taste as good. The reality is they needed each other to truly have their work shine. And, you know, Doom proves that. Doom 64 was something special. I played a username port via Doom 2 Cheesy Doom mod. Oh, you must be thinking of Doom 64 EX. Yeah, I played that before. I really liked it. I didn't find it was as polished or great as the now official version, but the guy who was responsible for the development, Samuel Villarreal, I think, on Doom 64 EX, well, guess what? He's one of the lead devs at Night Dive, so of course that version's better. Doom 64 EX was probably just a learning experience for him. Romero was as important for level design, but pure tech, Carmack is a god. Yep, I have to agree with that. Close. Doom 64 Retribution. Oh, that was going to be my third guess. The second guess was going to be Absolution. I think the only variant on Doom 64 that I haven't played is Brutal 64. Just never got around to it. Shit! Oh, I love how they have the friggin' the movie poster for the continue screen. That's just great. People only don't like Nintendo because they've been acting like their competitors have been acting for the last 10 years. They beat to their own drum, but yeah, they're catching up to some of the more distasteful practices, particularly when it comes to game ownership. That is a definite no bueno from me. Well, yeah, they actually pissed me off to the point where I put away my Switch. Don't blame you. I don't blame you. Until I can hack it, I will never turn it on again. See, I meant to hack my launch Switch after I quote-unquote fixed it up. And by fix it up, I mean that unit's actually unhealthy. I played way too much Doom 2016 on it, so now that Switch sounds like a dying car, but it still powers up. I thought, I'm gonna fix this up and hack it someday. And then I got a Steam Deck. Just did not need to. And I don't have the competitors either. Oh, so like Steam Deck, ROG Ally, that kind of thing. Yeah, for me, the Steam Deck just kind of showed up and was like, nope, your handheld time, it's mine now. since the Steam Deck's just a PC, you don't have to hack. You just use the thing. It's so wonderful. Then why buy the console if there is no intent to use it properly? There's a case to be made for that. Both ways, honestly. Like, for example, you could argue I'm playing on a Steam Deck right now. I could be having a better experience with Breath of the Wild if only I'd play it on here instead of playing it on my Switch, where I prefer to play it because it just works with no bullshit. No, I meant the consoles. Okay, yeah, I get you now. Like like the PlayStation and Xbox, etc. Right, because you went PCMR full. But no, I don't have a deck either. I like building too much. It's a lot of interest in it. That's fair. That's fair. See, I love the deck as a complement to my desktop because portable gaming is so big for me. The more portable and convenient something can be made, that will always take priority over, like, performance. Perfect example, Doom 2016. I built a PC for that. And then, like, a year and a half later, when it came out on the Switch, that became the version that I played. Even though the PC version just shit on the way that the Switch ran it. But the Switch version was convenient. It was accessible. It was always there. And the other argument to be made to buy a... like how I keep my Switch to, you know, play games that I just don't want to be arsed to emulate, you know, use it efficiently for its purpose. For using it against, what if somebody wants to have, like, the kind of experience they have with a Steam Deck, but maybe they don't have Steam Deck dollars? Switch 1s are considerably cheaper than a Steam Deck, not Switch 2s. If you're considering a Switch 2, for the love of God, just get a Steam Deck. You will get a better device. I did buy a Switch to use it properly and then play Shin Megami Tensei 5 and not to pay Epic to get Axiom Verge 2 back in the day. That's fair. But part of why I buy a console is eventually to rip and preserve my library. That's understandable, especially with the way publishers and companies are acting now, being like, you know what, you don't actually, we can take this game out of your library and you can't do fuck all about it. That's why I invest in my GOG library, so that, you know, I never have to worry. So far, Steam has done right by me, in that even my delisted games that are absolutely not for sale and probably won't be for sale ever again because of rights like Transformers, War for Cybertron, etc. I can still download and enjoy those just fine. I can download them to my deck, no problem. They're in my library, I paid for them. So far, Steam's doing right by me. And I'm the opposite of you in the reasons for having a deck. Well, I know you're not much of a portable gamer, but Steam Deck simplifies the PC experience. So I think it's a really great way to convert somebody to a PC gamer, which is what I'm trying to do with you, and I believe I'm mostly succeeding. Same on all counts. Yup. Yup. Oh, come on. The missing link! Combat cold cuts, even. Oh. But Steam has no assurances I can cash in on now where I can, so I use GOG for my single player and Steam for my multi. That's a good way to go about it. It's easier for me, of course, to just have it on Steam because I'm a deck user. But, you know, if it's something I really, really care about, I will absolutely buy it again on GOG just to be sure I've got that archive installed. In a way that doesn't give my computer unrecoverable illnesses sailing the seas. But, you know, there's some games I have on GOG that I don't have on Steam, and I'm like, you know what? I don't need to pay for that twice. Like Witcher 3, excellent game, got it for free with my graphics card back in the day, but that key was for GOG, and awesome. I'll just install it from GOG to my deck if I ever want to play it again. But we're talking anything by id Software, you better believe I will buy that on every platform I can except Epic. I will not touch the Epic Store. Exactly, and you have. A good. Everyone we convert to PC Master Race is a victory. A victory for freedom and excellence in gaming. Because, man, mods, that's like the way to get things perfect. Like Heroes of Might and Magic 3, GOG version is way better than Steam's. That's another version! That's another reason that to have both. Whew, alright. Alright, folks, I'm getting really hungry, so it's time for me to take a break. So this game over is very timely. After the break, and I get some food into my face, it was very timely to have a discussion about search action and Metroid games, because after the break, we will be back with Super Metroid. Be sure to tune in stay tuned. That's all good to be fun. Epic for me literally exists to grab the freebies once in a while. Yeah, I don't even do that anymore. Like, I signed up back in the day, somebody got me to get a copy of Shadow Complex for free, and I still haven't played it. And every now and again, I would sign in and grab the occasional free game, but I just never install or use. I'm like, I'm tired of managing launchers and stuff. Steam, GOG, that's it. If you're not in this ecosystem, I'm not interested. I don't want you. All right, so I'm just going to take a quick break, everybody, get some food into my face, and then we're going to be back to go to space with Super Metroid. Stay tuned and join us for some search action adventure. See you in a bit, everybody. Oh, before we go, I didn't want to go to PC because data can be lost and cloud storage can be taken away, so I used physical. But now everyone is going away for it. That's true, and that's another reason to be investing in something like GOG games, because once you purchase them, you can download the installer and keep that archive. That's almost as good as having the physical disc, because that won't suffer from bit rot. That's just up to you and your archival practices. I keep them all on an external hard drive so that they can just be used or uploaded to whatever, Gurnt PC, or even my Steam Deck if I don't feel like using a Heroic launcher, or one of those other things that lets me just integrate the account into my Deck's economy. Alright, now I really gotta go get some eats or I'm never gonna get to. Metroid after the break. Stay tuned, folks.